Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your manifestation coach. All the information for me is below. I coach mainly in audios and emails to help you achieve your manifestational goals. Right now, my website is undergoing some construction, so please don't use it. It's only to depict what I charge for my services and the kind of services I offer. Usually, I recommend that you sign up with me for a month because a month is the minimum time for your brain to rewire itself. When you introduce new kinds of thinking to your brain, you create new neurons. It helps you create new ways of thinking, new habits, new ideas, new inspirations. So the minimum time is a month. I do also offer 2 weeks and 5 and 5, which I think I'm going to take away because really it's just an introduction into ultimately becoming my monthly client, but I might change my mind about it. Also, before you make up your mind about signing up with me, I do offer an hour Zoom session or a telephone session. This is an opportunity for you to make up your mind whether or not I'm your kind of coach. We connect via phone or a Zoom session. You tell me your story. I outline how my coaching works precisely in detail. And then you have the opportunity to decide. I'm not giving you any advice. I can't do this in an hour. It's impossible. There is no advice that will be given during that time other than, yes, I can help you, and most of the times I can. And if you feel inclined that I am your kind of coach, then I recommend that, yes, you sign up for minimum a month. I take my work seriously. I'm a professional. And so if you are looking for coaching and if you're looking for somebody to help you, let them help you. Most of my clients stay with me over a month because they just want to be completely stable in their vibration, in their new ways. Okay, so a month, like I said, is the minimum. I handle all sorts of cases. I've handled delicate cases. I've handled well-known people. Everything, of course, is confidential. That goes without saying. I cover everything in my coaching, starting with your background, your formative years, your belief system, manifestational techniques, scripting, affirmations, all that jazz. After you're done being coached with me, you're walking away with a plethora of audios from me that I send you every single day. I usually respond either in the morning or at night, sometimes both, depending on the case. Usually in the beginning, if somebody requires a lot of attention from me, I do that. If the length of the audio is over 10 minutes, I take longer time to respond because I have to listen to it more than once, take extensive notes, understand, what kind of case I'm dealing with here, and then formulate my feedback. So this is a very thorough coaching, very involved coaching. So if you're an impatient person, this might not be your kind of coaching. If you require somebody to respond to you right away, I can't do that. I take my time. Okay, I'm European. I take my time with everything. It's kind of like I need to do things correctly. Most clients have my cell phone number, so if there's an emergency or you have a question of some sort, they have the cell phone and you can text me, no problem. Also, in addition to all of this, I prefer you use Cash App. Okay, so please don't forget that I prefer you use Cash App. There are no fees associated with it, and that's just lovely for me and for you. But if you don't have Cash App in your country, there's a PayPal link and also a Venmo link. All right? Also, if you have any questions, my email is below. And please sign up for my Facebook. There's a Facebook page as well, and Instagram. And we can share success stories on that page eventually. This channel is still kind of new, but please subscribe if you're listening in and not subscribing, because I'm seeing there's 28,000 people who came to my channel in the last month. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Okay, so this question comes up a lot. I see the comments, I read all of them. By the way, thank you so much for all the lovely comments. I appreciate you guys being so supportive during over the weekend, over the drama. I really appreciate everybody. Like I said, I read all the comments, I read all the fan mail. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are just the loveliest, fantastical bunch, man. I'm really, really touched. Yes, once in a while, somebody, really like ruffles my feathers and I make it known just because I want to deter the crazies, okay? It has nothing to do with any of my clients, just parenthesis here. Nothing to do with anybody, who is very nice to me on my channel, and nothing to do with my clients. But once in a while, people are really disrespectful to me, and I promote self-expression and standing up for yourself, and I will not tolerate it on my channel. So in this safe environment that we occupy, I want to preserve it as much as I can. So if somebody acts towards me in a way that I really don't like, and they're only trying to kind of like poke around what I'm about and not really serious about coaching, this is not the kind of thing here. We're doing work here. We're doing serious work. All my clients are fucking fantastic. I love all of them. But if you are stalking me, yeah, you need like a mental health professional. You need to be in the clinic, because to stalk somebody you don't even know is a huge problem. And it's not okay. It's really not okay. So that was the reference towards the stalker. It's not about people who, really need help, really need my help. I feel very unsafe when people have no respect for the law. I don't know what to expect from such a person. When you tell somebody repeatedly, please stop, and they're continuing, it's a little bit like, okay, what am I dealing with here? I feel unsafe. Okay. And thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Welcome to this fabulous, magical family, the magicianship. Okay, so this question comes up a lot in the comments and also from my clients. And so I just want to give it a general idea. Everybody's individual, right? So this is why we do coaching. And everybody comes from all walks of life, all kinds of backgrounds, belief systems, what have you. But the thing that comes up a lot is, how do I jump into a parallel reality? And I wanted to cover this simply because I am very aware of how many, like, plethora of videos are out there on YouTube making this so fucking complicated that it's just, you give up. It's like, I don't even want to understand anymore. Like, what the fuck is a parallel reality? Like, please, like, I'm just want to stay right here in my life, and that's it, Okay, first of all, we need to understand that the universe, the way it's constructed, it's made of unlimited parallel realities. Like, there is not a number to come up with. Unlimited. Okay? And every second of your day, you go through billions of parallel realities. Parallel realities are necessary for you to experience movement. Otherwise, you would be frozen in one frame. It's kind of like this idea of, like, the old ways they used to watch movies, and the guy would turn the wheel to go through the film, and then in one strip of the film the actor's hand is like this, but in the next it's moving a little bit like this and like that, and 10 slides later it's kind of like somewhere else. So it's like this. So a strip of film, like a little slide of a film, is one parallel reality. And to those of you who are like a lot younger, go look up, movie projector. Not the movie projector, but somebody in the comments will know what I mean. I have all sorts of audience, so I know that there's somebody here who's going to correct me. Another analogy would be television, TV, different channels. On one channel, you're watching one show, one TV show. You switch the channel, there's another TV show playing, completely. Vastly different, but existing right next to each other. And so in order to change something drastically and jump into a parallel reality that is significantly different from the one you were in before is to change the feeling, to change your feeling. You are the tower that is emitting a frequency constantly. So you can be going through your day, right? And going through all of these billions of parallel realities, and you're taking a walk, and all of a sudden you decided to change your feeling just because you're trying to make a change in your vibration in order to manifest something differently. And in that split second, your reality changes. You jumped into a parallel reality significantly different than the one before. Some people call it timeline, but really it's just a parallel reality that is completely different than would have been had you not switched the feeling. Okay, so it's kind of like Neville says, the feeling is the secret. The feeling is truly the secret, because feeling is the portal to another dimension, another parallel reality, completely different. And so the feeling is what colors the choice, the completely different choice. So you could have been, I've done this plenty of times in my life. You could have been woken up in a shitty mood, right? Or grumpy, or not that great, but not really shitty, but something like not really great. And decided, you know what? I'm not having this. Like, I'm going to change my feeling. I'm going to change my mood. And you do it deliberately. Like, nothing on the outside is showing you anything different. All the same circumstances are still right here. All the same people are telling you the same things. But on a dime, you decide that you're going to change your frequency. You're going to change how you feel. And yes, I agree, in the beginning it will be challenging. But once you get accustomed to doing these, to jump into a parallel reality on purpose through your feeling, it will be easier. You will know how to do what you need to do. And for different people, it's different things, like, for example, you can order your favorite meal. You can go for a walk. You can listen to music. You can, I don't know, maybe even read through your affirmations if you're one of those people who loves to do that, right? Sometimes people use affirmations because they think it's going to talk them into a feeling, but sometimes it doesn't really work. But for some people it works because they really put something really personal into it. So it could be like a variety of things. But in essence, whatever it is that you're doing, you have your little list of what makes you feel good, right? And so you do those things, or you think about those imaginary things even. Different people, different things, like I say. A lot of people tell me, in my coaching, they visualize something and it brings them back to that frequency where they should be residing in order to manifest something. And that's really powerful as well. But for some people, it's it's the 3D stuff. It's smelling the flowers and, going shopping for perfume or, things like that. And so when you do these things, right, your mood changes. Your frequency changes. You're on a different fucking frequency. That's it. You're in a completely different parallel reality, different timeline, different universe. Like I said, the feeling is the portal. And it's kind of like literally the portal. You feel different. You're like, whoa, here I am. Fantastic. And just an hour ago, I was feeling like shit. But deliberately, I chose to jump. You see what I'm saying? Another way to jump, of course, if you're like in the middle of a conversation, which I've done many times, or you're waiting for an answer and you got a different answer that you wanted and you want to change it, obviously, imagination comes into play. You revise it. You completely change it. You're like, no, they're going to tell me this now. That's it. This is my intention. This is what it's going to feel like, what they're going to tell me. I've done this standing one time, many times, but one time I did it so on purpose that it was astonishing. It was really, really beautiful, actually. I was standing in front of somebody and I was waiting for an answer from them about something really important. And I elevated my frequency, and you can't see it on the outside. Like, who knows what I'm doing inside? It's kind of like Neville saying, who knows what you're imagining, but you can sit down and imagine. It's like that. Who knows what you're vibrating at? But nothing can show on the outside, but you can change the vibration so strongly on a dime that you literally transferred yourself into a parallel reality in which they're going to tell you right now what you want to hear. And that's exactly what happened. The work is on the inside, guys. It's all about on the inside. This is why we go over in parentheses here. Again, I have to disclaimer because, again, a lot of channels don't cover this in the way that helps people because it has to do with your beliefs. The reason I'm able to do this today and able to like coach and teach is because I've worked on my beliefs and I am convinced that I can do this. So if you need to work on your beliefs and you need a coach to help you through this, it's all about beliefs. If you don't believe you can do this, then you can't do this. But it has to do with your belief system. Once you clear out your limiting beliefs, and we go through everything that's blocking you constantly, why you cannot, make more money in 1 month or manifest that lover or whatever your problem is, there's some kind of belief in play where it's like preventing you from doing it. Beliefs die hard. But that's a good thing because the new beliefs will be just as stubborn to remove. Once you replace the bad beliefs with the good beliefs, they'll be just as stubborn and it will be automatic. The creation will be automatic. And so, again, I just want to say, I'm recording this assuming that you have done the work, right? So once you do the work, which I can't cover because it's individual, it's easy to jump into a parallel reality because all it has to do with your imagination and your frequency, your feeling. And so once you have this feeling about something that you're switching to a different parallel reality of your choosing, of your preference, you can do this walking, like I said, but you really need to know what you want. So this is why scripting is so powerful. If you really need a fundamental change in your life or revising somebody like an SP or somebody like that, or, like a family member or coworker or somebody, it's very, very helpful to script it out because what it does, it's creating a feeling, right? So when you're writing it, you're feeling it. You're being a storyteller. You're telling a new story. And that feeling that comes over you when you're scripting is associated with that parallel reality. Yes, yes, yes. Scripting is way more powerful than affirmations. I just have to say this. My way of affirming is I write down an affirmation or two, and that's it. Like 3 or 4 affirmations on my little card, and that's what I'm sticking with, and that has a certain vibration. It's kind of like mini scripting, if you will. But again, it goes back to belief systems. The reason I can do it, like just write down once and look at it from time to time, but not having to affirm it like 10,000 times a day, is because I know that if I wrote it down, it's done. I no longer have to revisit it like so many times. The potency of it is there because my beliefs are potent, you see. So it again goes back to your belief system. That's all. The work is your beliefs. The work is you, but the work is your beliefs. Okay? So when you're writing your script, right? So that's another form of jumping. You're writing your script in order to jump significantly, or maybe it's a mini script and you just a little change, or maybe not so little, but significant. You tapping into that frequency. And the idea is to stay there, to get familiar with what that frequency feels like. Ooh, it feels like so good right now. Oh my God, if that came true, holy shit, like I'd be so freaking happy, right? So you get familiar with that feeling and you go there as much as you can. Now, you don't force yourself. This has nothing to do with forcing, which is why, like, I'm so against people affirming so much during the day, because it feels forceful. Okay, you don't need to do it forcefully. You can do it lightly and be because you need to understand that you are the creator of your life. So you don't need to freaking, you know, shove it in your brain so hard. Like it just can be light. Like, oh yeah, I prefer this reality now. Fantastic. This is why it has to be playful. It has to be like more like, wow, wouldn't that be nice? Right? So you're tapping into that frequency, and it's like a world that comes over you. It's a world. It's a different world. Parallel reality is a different world. And again, this is just a parallel reality, significantly different than all the other ones that you've traveled through before. Okay? And so you stay there as much as you can. It's not forceful. It's daydreaming. It's having fun. It's like, wow, I can't wait till this comes true. And oh my God, it's going to be so great. And I'm so powerful. I just created it. I'm so like excited. It has to be fun. It has to be excitement. It has to be like, no matter what I wrote down is coming true. I mean, no matter what, because this is my reality and I've just created my reality. Yes, just by sitting down and writing it out. You've entered that world. Have you ever read a book that you were so engrossed in that, you couldn't like put it down? It's like that. It's like that. Scripting is like reading a book that you cannot put it down. It's a feeling of immersement. Like you immerse yourself in it. You fuse with it. And so when that feeling becomes familiar to you, and you're able to visit it as often as you want, like right now it can come over you, right? You just stay there. You just stay there and you allow the 3D to respond to your new vibration. It's just going to morph itself to this new story. And it doesn't really matter how long it's been a different way and who said what and blah, blah, blah. It matters not, because the new world has a completely different configuration. Whatever you wrote down, whatever you imagined, whatever you affirmed, it just becomes. It just morphs itself like that. And you can go to the person who told you something else and tell them, hey, didn't you tell me something else before? And they will be like, no, I didn't. This happened to me so many times, and it will be like a brand new reality. I mean, you can create like extreme change, where like the person doesn't even remember telling you anything else. Some people call it glitch in the matrix, but it's not really a glitch. You're just traveling to a parallel reality. And so in conclusion, jumping into a parallel reality is a change of feeling. You just travel to a different timeline, different parallel reality in which things are completely in your favor, things are completely to your liking. But the idea, right, and underline this 300 million times, is to select it on purpose. Is to select it on purpose, create that vision, create that story that is associated with a very particular feeling. And if you're really familiar with it and you understand what it is exactly that you're creating on purpose, I mean, that's it. That's the magicianship right there. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, ciao, ciao.